All right, so I'm reading this comment on my channel, and it says from Tony Tuta, don't you always preach, don't certify your business for any set-asides. So I wanted to address that today while I'm on a, I guess, partial vacation here in San Jose. Um, Tony, thank you for the comment first and foremost. And no, I don't preach, don't certify your business for any set-asides. That's actually the opposite of what I preach. I only for the majority of my professional business career, I have worked with every set aside imaginable. Okay, I've worked with veteran set asides, I've worked with women-owned set asides, I've worked with hub zone set asides, I've worked with 8A set asides, and if you go to the state level, my personal company Coffie had DBE, we had CSBE for Miami-Dade County, which is now CBE. We had the local 3 certification as well, and then there's another one on top of that for airport. So I've worked with every set aside that you can imagine, that you can even think of. All right, every one of them, including veterans. Not saying that I particularly had them, but I've worked with every set aside possible. What I preach, what I teach is that you don't lead with set asides, and that set asides will not guarantee contracts. So what does that mean? I'm going to put this phone down because it's hard to keep it stable. So what I mean is this, is that what I'm trying to teach people out here is to learn how to run your business first. Learn how to build a business before you go out and you worry about set-asides and certifications, things like that. If you already know how to run your business and you've got a profitable business up and running, and maybe not even profitable, let's go back a step. If you have an idea for a business and you know how to run it, and maybe you are an employee or a 1099er, and so you're like, okay, Eric, I've done this before for my boss, so I know the numbers, I know what it takes to run the business, and I've got that part together. Makes sense, right? Because now you're creating a business that you've already worked for or worked with, and you understand the model, you understand your pricing, you understand like how to bring people together and a team and all that kind of good stuff. Then, yeah, it makes sense to go out, create that LLC, create that S Corp, C Corp, whatever it is, and then take that particular business and get it qualified for a certification, whether it be local, state, federal. That's fine. The majority of people, that's not what they're doing. The majority of people are under the impression that they can somehow create a business with an idea, not know their numbers, not know proposals, not understand how to price it, and then because they have a certification, that's going to make them successful. And so only difference between what I'm saying is that before you think that the certifications, because again, and I'm not saying it's people's fault. I've received those emails, right? And then I received the emails from people that says the only way that you're going to do business with the federal government is with 8A certification or GSA schedules. And so my recommendation to folks, and again, it's only a recommendation, is to first learn how to run your business, 1, and then 2, learn how to do business in the particular arena that you want to play in. So, for example, if you decide that federal is your game, then great. Okay, we're going to do business with the federal arena, but before we do that, we're going to learn the business first. We're going to learn the business and what it takes to actually build that business, grow that business. We're going to, like some of my other podcast guests said, understand, right, the agencies, understand the offices, understand where you can find the problem areas. Even if you don't know the problems, know where to go to find that information. So just like an open book test, you don't have to have all the answers, but if you know what books to go to open it up, to find out where the answers are, then that's 85-90% of the battle. The problem is that people jump into this game, jump into this arena, and again, I'm speaking specifically federal, without any knowledge to draw from, without any experience, without any type of understanding of even the acronyms, the language, the words. And so then, let's say you have an established business. So now you've got your business, let's say transportation. Eric, I've been doing transportation for 8 years. Okay, great. Now they jump into the federal arena. And I was watching a clip from one of my initial people that followed me on YouTube, Sheena Parker, and she said that her very first contract that she won The very first contract she won, it was on a YouTube channel by the guys, something casino. And she was interviewed by him, and she said she won her first contract she bid, but her pricing was all messed up. And so she had to give the contract back. And I have people call me all day, and that happens, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the things that people don't tell you. That's the things that most people are afraid to share, to say. So then you go out here, and now, like, let's say you were to try to do that contract, and you lost money. How many people, raise your hand, can afford to lose money? Right? How many people can afford to wait 90 days on their payment if something goes wrong? How many people can continue making payroll if something doesn't happen? If, for example, your subcontractors didn't show up to work or didn't show up to the project, and now you've got liquidated damages, what would you do? So now what I'm saying is this, is that because I've been in the arena, because I've been participating underneath the protection of a larger organization that, just like you guys coddle your kids, coddled me, showed me the ropes, showed me how to actually do a business first before I went out and started doing it on my own. I understood the game. I understood how to play. I understood what was required of me and what that would take as me, I was a business owner before I ever decided to go off on my own. And so the most successful people, typically, that's what they do, right? They learn on somebody else's expense. They learn on somebody else's dime. So going back to the whole certification thing, the problem is that most organizations, consultants are selling all of you on the idea that a certification alone is going to make or break your business. What I'm selling you on the idea is that you have to learn your business and then you maximize it using certifications. So I'm just telling you to do things in reverse than what they're saying. I'm also saying that a certification, whether you have it or not, has no indication, is no indicator of your future success. Not having a certification doesn't prohibit you from being successful. Okay? Yes, it's a tool. It's a great tool. And like I said, for the majority of us, and when I say us, I'm talking about minority businesses. And when I say minority, I'm not just saying people brown and black color, because the 8A program, specifically disadvantaged program, talks about economically disadvantaged and socially disadvantaged. So I'm speaking about to that group of those. So the majority of us who are economically disadvantaged and socially disadvantaged, we need certification programs in order to be somewhat of a equalizer, to give us an opportunity to even play in the game. We need certifications. I love certifications. So when you write, like, don't you always preach, don't certify your business, it shows that you have not consumed enough content. You haven't been a student long enough to really understand what I'm saying. My very first videos, if you go back to 2017, say how to maximize the program. What are the programs that people make the most money off of? How to get rich in America using these methods. And it talks about certifications. The difference is, I say that even with or without a certification, you can be successful. And specifically, if we're referring to the 8A program, because that's the video that we were referencing, the one I put up on the screen, that program is a 9-year window. So you don't get a second round of this. You don't get another try. So what I said and what I show and demonstrate using examples of other podcast guests, not just myself, Lori Sales, right? Eli Smith. Go back and watch those podcasts, because what I say and what they say, when I ask them some of the small business' biggest mistakes, they say getting the 8A too soon. And so it's not getting 8A is not their biggest mistake. It's getting it too soon. And I just don't want you to be one of those persons or people that goes out there, gets the 8A, and it sit on it for 5, 6, 7 years without any contracts, or after 2 years with no contracts, you just give up. You just abandon it. In fact, go back to the interview I had with one of my podcast guests. In fact, I'm going to drop it right now in there so you can see it, where she says that she had 8A for 8 years with 0 contracts. And you know what it cost her? Tens of thousands of dollars a year to maintain it, because she had to give her all the audited financial records for her annual reports. Do you even know what's required to submit an annual report? Did you even know that to keep 8A, to keep GSA, you have to submit financial documents each and every year, and you have to comply with whatever requirements they have. And if you fail to do that, they kick you out these programs. Nobody tells you that. So then you go out and you spend tens of thousands of dollars to get into these programs, and then because you don't have a team, or you don't have a secretary, or you don't have administrative people that help you comply, or you fail to comply on time, they then kick you out the program. I'm just trying to save you that time, that headache. I'm trying to save you that money. And I'm trying to tell you, right? And also not just tell you because it's me. I'm showing you through examples of all of these podcast guests, 100 plus guests at this point. I'm trying to let them speak to you to get through to your head so you can understand, right? And then that way you can take the path of least resistance, or you can maximize the opportunities when they come, because they're going to come. And if you have, again, going back to the video I made on 8A a few months ago, it says how to become rich using the 8A program. That's the title of the video. In fact, I'll drop it in right now. I tell you exactly what you need to do. You know why people don't like that video? Because they think that it's going to be some kind of shortcut. And there's no shortcut in that video. In that video, I state, right, to maximize 8A, you need capital, credit, past performance, solid team, partners. That's what I say in that video. So then people go, well, Eric, you didn't teach us anything. I just gave you $10 billion worth of free game, because it came from not me. It came from my podcast guests who do 10, 20, 30, 40 million a year. So if you're not learning from those people, who are you learning from? The person that spammed your inbox and kept telling you get 8A, get 8A, that also wants to charge you $5, $6, $7, $8,000 to get 8A. The person that spams your inbox, easy GSA, easy 8A. That's who you're learning from. That's the people that you want, not the people that I show you that you could go back and verify using FPDS. You could go back and put my podcast guest company name inside of FPDS, see their contracts issued by the federal government, see how much they have, and actually verify and have factual information to go from to make concrete decisions about how to build your business and how to grow your business. That's who you want to listen to? I'm okay with that. But what I do differently is that I put out concepts, I put out ideas, and then I tell everyone who's watching, verify, validate, do your research. Don't believe me. I'm not the guru, right? I'm not your guru. I'm saying that what I do is that when I was in that position, I'm giving you the platform that I wish I had. I'm getting you interviews from people that I wish I spoke to. I'm letting you talk to the best attorneys in the game. I'm letting you speak to the best CPAs in the game. I'm letting you speak to people that provide you with insurance, credit, capital, bonding. I'm letting you hear stories from people who help you secure your lien rights, right? Because why? Because securing your lien rights protect you from bad things happening to your business. Because if you don't secure your lien rights and you're working in a private sector job, because this ain't even federal no more, right? If you don't secure your lien rights and you're working in a private sector and someone doesn't pay you, then you can't come back and sue them. So I'm not just giving you game in one arena or one area. I'm helping you to understand, to learn from all the mistakes that I've made, all the mistakes that my podcast guests have made. And so now you get the opportunity to take notes, right? To put down the things that you want to do, don't do. And then, so that way you can build a strong business based on solid principle, based on a solid foundation, based on a combination of your ideas and your concepts mixed in, right, with the things that these people did that didn't work and the things that they did that did work. And I'm not saying that everything that they did will work for you. And I'm not saying everything that happened to them will happen to you. But chances are, and you could go back and everyone says this, right? History, okay, is a great indicator of what will happen in the future. Whether you're talking about the housing crisis, whether you're talking about fascism, whether you're talking about capitalism, whether you're talking about communism, right? So if you're talking in a political arena, if you're talking in hurricanes and tornadoes and tsunamis, and again, this is just stuff that's happening, right? And so now I'm saying that we could draw parallels and see how we can better prepare ourselves and shape ourselves so we can build a solid business to maximize the certifications and opportunities that we're being given and afforded. But you can't do that, right? If your intention coming in is that this certification alone, without having any knowledge of a business or any foundation, is going to make me successful. It's not going to make your business. And you could go back to the video where I was sitting on the couch and says that 8A certification is a waste of your time. Because if you don't know how to build a business, if you don't know how to hire people, if you don't know HR, if you don't have a good CPA, if you don't have an attorney, if you don't have a great insurance guy, if you don't have a great broker, if you don't have all these people, this whole team that you need around you in order to be successful, you're going to have a hard time trying to build a business on your own in a silo, sitting behind a computer in your home office. And so going back to the whole idea of the video, 90% of what we've ever done is leverage certifications. I just do them at higher levels. So to say I preach don't certify your business is totally false. Completely false. I just want you to understand your business first. I want you to understand your pricing first. I want you to understand. I don't want you to get in trouble. I want you to understand or have someone on your team that understands how to do these things, how to read the contracts. Do you even know how to read the contract? So people are more concerned about getting certifications than what their contract says. That's just backwards. People are more concerned about the 8A program than learning federal contracting. How does that make sense? What do you think you're going to do with an 8A certification and you don't know federal contracting? What are you going to tell the people? What are you going to tell them? So I just wanted to clarify that. It was on my heart this morning as I read that comment yesterday. And I said, I got to get up this morning. I got to make a video. I don't even know how I look. I don't even know what it sounds like because it's on my iPhone. But I see billboards. The iPhone says they made this picture on the iPhone. So I make it on my iPhone while I'm on vacation. I'm about to go we did ATVs yesterday. We're doing horseback riding, waterfalls, and zip line today. No, just know that I'm thinking about you guys while I'm actually out here getting ready to go have fun. My friends are sleeping. I got up early to make a video because this was on my heart. And I said, I got to put it out there because I think that so many other people, and I think, again, Tony, I thank you for putting that comment in there. So many other people are under that impression that I'm anti-certification somehow. I'm not anti-certification. I love certifications. I'm anti getting a certification without understanding how to actually have a business first. I'm anti getting a certification without understanding how to write proposal or read the contract or understand numbers. That's all. And I'm anti certification without you really knowing the